How many times do you think the egg you eat each morning has been thawed and refrozen? Sounds absurd, but it happens more than you'd expect. Beneath the clean shell and farm fresh label could lurk bacteria, mold, or mishandling that turns your breakfast into a health risk. If you've ever cracked an egg with a weird smell, a runny yolk, or a broken shell, drop a number in the comments. How many bad eggs did you find last year? Dollar General, low price, high risk. At Dollar General, eggs are dirt cheap. But behind that tempting price tag is a silent trade-off many overlook: a shockingly high risk to food safety. The chain expanded fresh food offerings fast, but storage infrastructure hasn't kept up. A 2023 USDA report revealed over 75% of inspected Dollar General stores failed basic food storage safety standards. That means eggs stored at wrong temperatures, broken cooling systems, and staff barely trained in proper handling. Worse, Dollar General often buys eggs from opportunistic suppliers, near-expired stock rejected by bigger chains. Tracing origins is nearly impossible, as a single batch might travel through multiple states and subpar cold storage. Egg packaging here is flimsy, often cheap plastic or foam that cracks easily, failing to protect eggs in unstable temperatures. When cartons sweat in overly warm conditions, bacteria thrive. Customers have reported cracked eggs, odd smells, and even insects inside cartons. Staff are stretched thin, sometimes one person running an entire store, so egg aisles go unchecked. A viral video once showed eggs left at room temperature for hours, untouched. You might think you're saving, but each carton is a gamble. Sometimes the real cost is your family's health. Safeway, quiet but dangerous. Safeway doesn't spark controversy. Its stores are clean, egg shelves are tidy, and soft lighting feels reassuring. But that calm hides a string of silent risks, especially with something as simple as eggs. The biggest concern? Safeway's handling of egg recalls for bacterial contamination. In 2019, a salmonella outbreak tied to their supplier's eggs sickened people across states. Instead of clear in-store warnings, they buried notices in a corner of their website. Result? Over 85% of shoppers didn't know they were buying high-risk eggs. Even without recalls, Safeway's inventory turnover has issues. In busy urban stores, customers have found expired eggs on shelves, some nearly a week past sell-by dates. While expired eggs aren't always harmful, quality drops noticeably. Watery whites, faint sulfur smells, enough to ruin breakfast or worse, affect sensitive eaters. Packaging is a weak point. Safeway often uses cheap, gray paper cartons that soak up moisture and collapse easily. A slight bump on the way home can turn your eggs into a mess. If an egg breaks, don't expect quick cleanup. Many stores check egg aisles just once per shift, unless someone slips on a slick floor. Safeway looks trustworthy, but quiet doesn't always mean safe. Aldi, cheap but chaotic. Aldi is a go-to for budget shoppers. But behind its minimalist vibe and self-service model, the egg supply chain is a chaotic mess, from sourcing to quality to storage. Start with the basics. Egg sources aren't consistent. Aldi rotates suppliers based on the lowest bid. One week from an Iowa farm, the next from Missouri. You never know where your eggs come from, who produced them, or what standards they meet. A cage-free label only means no cages, not spacious living, good lighting, or proper sanitation. Storage conditions at many Aldi stores raise red flags. An independent survey of 15 locations found over 30% displayed eggs above recommended temperatures, sometimes near 10 degrees Celsius, a breeding ground for bacteria. When eggs cycle through temperature swings, risks like salmonella skyrocket, even if they look fine. Packaging is another letdown. Aldi's thin, flimsy cartons often crack during transport. Shoppers frequently complain of broken eggs, odd odors, or uneven sizes, signs of poor sorting and loose quality control. Aldi makes you feel like you're saving, but you're rolling the dice with your breakfast. Whole Foods, premium organic but overpriced. Whole Foods evokes images of organic eggs, free-range hens, and lush green pastures. But the reality behind pasture-raised labels and double-the-price tags leaves many shoppers disillusioned. Think you're paying for quality? Maybe. But you're not always getting eggs from happy hens. Many whole food suppliers run large-scale industrial operations, cramming thousands of chickens into sheds with tiny, dusty outdoor patches called pastures. If that's free range, then a closet with a window is a park. Taste-wise, people expect Whole Foods eggs to shine. Yet, in blind taste tests, they rank average, sometimes losing to budget supermarket brands. Pale yolks, watery textures, and bland flavors leave shoppers stunned. What am I paying for? Freshness? Some Whole Foods stores have been caught mismanaging stock rotation. Older eggs in the back, newer ones up front. Customers thinking they're buying fresh might get near-expired eggs with runny whites and fragile yolks. Labeled eco-friendly, their cartons are often virgin plastic, not recyclable. Spending more doesn't guarantee better. Beneath warm lighting and hand-chalked signs is clever marketing, turning basics into premium. Smart shoppers don't just read labels, they see the truth. With Whole Foods eggs, that truth doesn't match the price. Walmart, cheap but risky. Walmart is where millions of Americans shop for affordable prices and convenience. But for something as simple as eggs, that convenience hides risks many overlook. A 2021 quality survey ranked Walmart highest for cracked, dirty, or moldy eggshells. It sounds minor, but it's a clear sign of a broken cold chain, a critical no-no for delicate products like eggs. When eggs aren't kept below 4 degrees Celsius, bacteria like salmonella can multiply fast, turning your breakfast into a poisoning risk. Behind neatly stacked cartons is a massive industrial supply chain. Chickens are packed tightly, unable to stretch their wings. Eggs are churned out like assembly line products, with safety often sidelined. A former supplier worker admitted, "Cracked eggs? Wipe them off and pack them. No one checks closely." Even if eggs aren't moldy or cracked, there's a silent danger: display temperatures. Mystery shoppers found Walmart egg sections sometimes hitting 11 degrees, levels some states consider a legal violation. You might not notice anything odd when buying, but by the time you fry them, bacteria may have doubled. Don't let grade A labels fool you. That's about appearance, not safety or nutrition. Shiny shells and high yolks don't mean clean or fresh. You won't know until you crack them, and sometimes that's too late. With Walmart eggs, the cheapest option isn't always the smartest buy. Hidden risks in storage and transport. You might pick organic, pasture-raised, or glossy grade A eggs off the shelf. But all those choices mean nothing if storage and transport aren't up to par. Eggs are among the most perishable foods if not kept right. Just a few hours above 4 degrees Celsius, and bacteria like salmonella can spiral out of control. The scarier part? You can't see the risk with the naked eye. An egg might look perfect, no cracks, no smell, but harbor millions of bacteria from sitting too long at the wrong temperature. Reality check. Many chains, from budget to upscale, slip up on the cold chain. Eggs can thaw and refreeze during long transport or sit in under-chilled display areas, especially in busy stores with stretched staff. These small lapses create a perfect breeding ground for bacteria to grow quietly. Another weak link? Packaging. Thin paper cartons soak up moisture. Cheap plastic doesn't insulate. Both leave eggs prone to temperature shock, moving from truck to shelf or shelf to cart. The biggest risk isn't a cracked shell, it's the constant shifting through unstable conditions. If one egg is contaminated, a tiny leak can spread bacteria to the whole pack. In today's supply chain, every step matters. One loose link, from cold storage to truck to shelf stocker, lands on your plate. How consumers can spot and avoid risks. You don't need to be a food scientist to protect yourself and your family from bad eggs. Just know what to watch for. Safety doesn't come from organic labels or high prices, but from small, practical details. When picking eggs, feel the carton's exterior. If it's warm, slightly damp, or has condensation inside the cooler, the refrigeration isn't working well. Eggs must stay below 4 degrees Celsius. Any deviation, even slight, can let bacteria thrive. Next, open the carton and check each egg. Look beyond cracks. Check for cleanliness. If you see dried yolk, brown spots, or powdery mold, swap the carton. Good eggs should be uniform in color and shape, with no odd smells. Pay attention to packaging and expiration dates. If the carton only shows a sell-by date without harvest or packing info, be wary. Choose packs with at least 10 days left to ensure freshness after you bring them home. Opt for stores with dedicated egg coolers, not ones mixed with dry goods or near sunny windows. Don't hesitate to ask staff about egg turnover, sourcing, or return policies. Reputable stores won't dodge those questions. If possible, try buying from local farmers markets or co-ops. Prices may be higher, but you'll get transparency, fresher eggs, and shorter transport chains, meaning far lower risks. Safer, reliable alternatives. Not everyone can afford premium groceries, but that doesn't mean you must gamble your health with every breakfast. Safe, transparent, reliable options exist if you know where to look. Local co-ops are a top choice. They often partner directly with small farms using strict, transparent harvest and storage practices. Eggs don't travel hundreds of miles or sit in overloaded cold storage, and tracing their source is easy. Weekend farmers markets are another favorite among Americans. You can meet farmers face-to-face, ask about chicken diets, harvest methods, or packing timelines. Details no supermarket offers. Market eggs often have richer yolks, bolder flavors, and unmatched freshness. If supermarkets are your only option, prioritize chains with clear sourcing and temperature control policies. Smaller regional or family-owned stores often focus less on massive profits, maintaining tighter quality checks. You might also consider online orders from farms, certified by humane or animal welfare approved. Many offer cold delivery to your door, ensuring short storage times and ideal freshness. No option is perfect, but these small shifts can pull you out of the cheap but risky cycle. Sometimes a good egg isn't just worth the money, it's worth the trust. An egg seems simple, but it carries a chain of hidden risks if storage, transport, or sourcing falls short. It's not just a quick breakfast, it's a quiet test of the entire food distribution system. The real danger isn't the fragile shell, but our own complacency. When we blindly trust familiar brands, organic labels, or well-lit shelves, that's when we're most likely to be misled. So, next time you grab a carton, don't just check the expiration date. Ask a simple question. Do I know where these eggs came from? And how were they handled before reaching me? That caution today could mean a safer breakfast and a deeper trust in what you put on your table every day.